That's right, you're listening to 100.5 Wow FM and it's main event time. So without further ado, he's been on the show before and he is the coach of the Broadview Football Club. Welcome to the show, former Port Adelaide legend, Phil Harrison.
Thank you guys, thanks for the introduction and thanks for letting me on again.
Yeah, I've been on the show before, have you?
Oh, back in the day, back at the other...
5RPH, not here.
Oh,
Not at Wow FM. It was
Really?
the first half.
First half.
Yeah.
you weren't on last year in there?
No.
You had too many Coopers on the hill last night, mate.
Is that? No, I don't stand on the hill. I stand in the family friendly area because I like to watch the footy when I go to the footy. Is that right? Well, I should probably talk you up a little bit then. You're at North Melbourne. Did you play for North Melbourne?
Geelong.
Geelong.
You're talking about really well, mate. Oh, you're doing a bloody great job.
Certainly played in the 88 Premiership.
Correct.
Yes, 89.
89.
90?
No.
Oh.
The interesting thing though,
Yeah.
it played at Geelong,
Yep.
came over played for North Adelaide,
Yep.
went from North Adelaide to Geelong, Geelong to Port Adelaide, and stayed at Port Adelaide.
Yeah, of course you start at Port Adelaide. It was great. Now you would have got to Port Adelaide fairly early though, like
3.
Yeah, so you were there in the 84 grand final.
That's good,
against
you're
Norwood.
winging it really well.
Yeah, no. Well, Port Adelaide boy growing up. But because I've had Phil on Grassroots a few times, I got my little things confused. Of course, the pride of 2008, wasn't it? When Modbury super year that year,
Correct,
knocking
yes.
off Sacred Heart in the grand final, and the brilliant visionary yourself having Mad Monday on the same day they did the association medal count. Do you remember that?
Yes, oh, absolutely. And the winner being a bit under the weather. But,
God, that was the greatest speech I've ever heard. Oh. Hey, let's talk about this week's results, Phil, because you're the expert. So you just give us a little bit of feedback, and there was two big ones in here. We'll start with the other ones. Goody Saints 11-10-76, knocking off Jeps Cross 10-8-68.
One way and another was a good win for Goodwood Saints, but bad for us in the realm of getting into the top 5. Just puts more emphasis on today's game for us. It's a must win for us all.
I heard that was around the last kick of the day that there's a bit of controversy over the free kick and what have you, and that's why Goodwood got up.
Well, they're 8 points up, so... But yes, it would have affected. Next one, we'll go Foss Camden, 12-9-81, continued Sacred Heart, season of white, 8-10-58.
Yeah.
And once again, it gives them some pride in their performance to try and get away from that relegation area. I think it's it's out of the 3 out of Jeps Cross and Foss and of course Sacred Heart, but it's just been a tough year for all of those 3.
Sacred Heart are definite. Today's
well, they're not definite if they keep winning, but that form would suggest they're gone. And we'll get onto it later. But Foss played Jeps today in a relegation battle, more or less, just about. Henley 13-5, great kicking 83. St Peter's 9-11-65. Henley by 18 points.
I find Henley the team. They're the team in Div 1. It's at this stage we've played, as you say, Henley. Then we went to St Peter's, then Ross Trevor, and we've gave them all a run for their money. But Henley seems to me as the class side at the moment.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they've got pretty good experience in their sides.
Absolutely, their centre line would be as good as any in some of the SAAFL sides.
Yep. Yeah. Next one probably wasn't a good result for you. The sleeping giant has awoken. Gazer 22-21-52. Salisbury North 9-7-61. That one was played at Green Acres, I believe, and
I was there actually.
Yeah, Aloka and Boxer kicking 10 between them from the midfield. Dangerous signs coming from Gazer.
Correct. We thought they might have been on the wane, but they've picked it up again as you would expect from the premiership side. So
it was an interesting game. The oval was in reasonable condition, surprisingly, the week before, but Gazer played really well. Salisbury North tried to, at half-time break, mess a few boys up and a bit of a scuffle, and but Gazer, Grange had and Grange just kept them on the straight and narrow, and they come out and kicked them over them. But I can tell you, I hope Amateur League have done something about it. There was a guy on the mound, and obviously a Salisbury North supporter. His language of racial languages was F this, C this, to the Gazer guys, and black this, black that. No kidding, it was absolutely disgusting what I saw.
That's not good to hear.
No, it was terrible.
But you can't, like in Salisbury North's defence, you can't control who comes and watch your footy sometimes, and I don't think it should be a blight on the Salisbury North club, but just on that Pino the individual.
I thought their match day official might have go up and said, listen mate, we might get a fine out of this if you get this over.
Yeah.
Just tone it down.
Yeah,
But
tone it down a
for
bit.
Eugene, I mean, Eugene obviously is Indigenous, so I mean, you would expect that he would have been disgusted with that himself, and he's a
He
great
was more
coach.
frustrated with the way they were playing.
Yeah, and again, the Hill's a long way away from where he is, and not probably his problem. And the last one, well, you can tell us all about this one. Ross Trevor, 12 goals, 10-82. Broadview Tigers, 12-10, 82.
Oh, yeah, it was a good game. It was ebbed and flowed. We had a good start, and they pinned us back, and then in the probably second quarter was a bit of bit by bit, and the third quarter they edged away. They got about 4 goals up, and we really turned it on in that last quarter, and to get ourselves 9 points up, and thinking, well, with about 5 to go, we're in with the show, and unlucky. Lister kicked in the man the mark, and they gave him, instead of just saying play on, they gave him a 25, so he kicks a goal, and they had their opportunities to win it. They've kicked 3 points, and we've taken it up the other end and had a shot on goal about 30 seconds to go, and unfortunately the gentleman kicked it in the man the mark. So as I say, and to get a point was probably justification for both sides.
Yep, fair enough.
Are they a grand final side?
No.
No, I don't. I think we were hard at the ball, and I think we hurt a few of them. Just good physical contact. I think they today will see where they're at if they can bounce back. But I think they might have a few.
They lose today, they're in for a bit of strife.
Yes, and as no different to us. I think we can win. If we win all 4, we will give the 5 a shake. If we don't win today, especially, I think we're out of touch.
At first year at Broadview, you would hope to try and get to the finals in your first year there, and look to recruiting, and probably get a bit higher next year.
Yes, absolutely. In your first year, you don't tiptoe around, but you've got to find your feet, see where your players at. I don't think yet we've had a team where we haven't had 4 or 5 changes each week. Even when we win by 10 goals against Sacred Heart, we had 5 changes the following week. So it's get to that continuity of players. Our back line's been strong, it's been settled, but our forward line and midfield has been changing all the time. And probably our worst was that Josh Newbury, our captain, went down against Salisbury North with a very bad knee, and we season was done, and then there's a leader gone, and with a young side, which is average age of 19, 20, you need a good hard leader, mature out there, and he was doing that for us.
Is Kane Lappin still playing?
No, he's not. He played 3 games. He played 3 games early on, and then his knee blew up, and it was probably better for him not to play.
Not without trying to patronise. You really have had some injury, hasn't it? 2-0, I was all excited for you. But, Steve-O coming back from a knee, Ackland knee, Newbury long-term injury. I'm not sure of the exact diagnosis. My good friend Andy Reid, I believe he tore his foreskin. Still to be confirmed. But I remember I speak to Steve-O a bit, and
the comments on the station weren't necessarily...
I heard one week you had 8 injured, and your centre-half back was out, your centre-half forward was out, and a lot of injuries at times.
Correct, and you can't make that an excuse. And all you're doing is blooding some new players. We've gone through 37, 38 now.
That's amazing.
For our list, which is, as you go back to 2008, we used 30. And that was it. So once you get above the 30, you start to tread on thin ice. But you get to see your younger players and you push them up. And
nice. There was a young lad played a couple of years ago in the 17s, stateside, Mukachar.
Yeah,
and he was starting to shape up as a pretty good footballer. But I noticed he's been playing in the Magoos.
He's played probably more in the Magoos than in the senior side. He was played the last 4 or 5 in the seniors. Unfortunately, he just can't train enough. He's got his own cafe, his family business, whatever. So he's got on a Thursday, trains maybe twice on a Tuesday a month. So it just makes it difficult. And we've got a few players like that. Work commitments are holding them back, football wise. But you've got to make that fine line. It's it's amateur football. It's not SAAFL. They need their work. They need to be employed. You can't put too much pressure on them.
Of the other 37, sorry Dave. Of the 37, just some of the other youngsters that have stood up. I noticed Jamie Howcroft has been in the team this year at times. Michael Maddei, I think, showed some good form recently. Another young fellow I used to look after.
Absolutely, Michael Maddei has been exceptional at the half-back line. Andy Reid, Joey Adamo. Lockie Waters played well. You go through all the Bo Jarman has just stepped up to another level. Put him in the centre, and I think now that Christian Gropey is starting to come to the terms that now he's the captain and he's starting to lead by example.
Is he still centre half back?
Centre half back, and he was, as I say, he was one that pulled his hamstring off the bone and missed 6 to 7 weeks.
That's shocking. Hey Dave, we better get on to this week's games because we've got about 6 minutes and there's 5 games and other people to thank. So we'll start with, let's just skim through which one we're going to go with first. I think we'll go with
the Henley Salisbury North. I think that's pretty late down there, that one.
Well, we'll expect Henley to win, of course. Henley sitting on top, Salisbury North sitting on third. Salisbury North in danger of dropping out of the 3 that they've been in for so many weeks now. Henley with so many stars that we mention every week. Can Salisbury North bounce back? I think not, but what Phil thinks is probably more important.
I think Henley, absolutely. I do still think they're the pick of the bunch at the moment. Their centre line is as I say, SAAFL standards, so I would expect Henley to win.
It's almost a reserve side.
It is.
Jeps Cross and Foss.
Yeah, now that is the relegation battle. I was out at Jeps this week for Grassroots. Fantastic episode. Russell Hart's favourite for the year, he said. Just get that one in there. Look, Jeps need to win to take their destiny back. If they win, they go out of the relegation zone, and then they're back in control of their own destiny. If Foss Camden beat Jeps Cross, they go 2 games clear of Jeps Cross, and Jeps Cross go to Division 2 next year, you'd assume. It is being built up. Watching Jeps train on Tuesday night, they are up for this one. It's past Players' Day at Jeps Cross as well. And they've got 2 premiership reunions. Here it is. 60 years of football. It is a massive day out at Roe Avenue. I've advertised it all week, so I won't go into it too much more. Jeps Cross will win. Brody Hudson looked ready. Stengel looked sharp on the track. Joshy Han looked good. Capagreco wasn't at training, but Lucas D'Antonatis, I think he's out, but I'm going with Jeps Cross Rams.
I agree. I think everything's pointing to Jeps Cross. Big day, past Players' Day, must-win game for them at home.
Yep, exactly.
Spock and Rock. Now, Spock was sitting 5-0, taking us all by surprise earlier this year. I hadn't tipped them in the first 5 rounds. Tipped them against Ross Trevor first time round. I think Ross Trevor knocked them off. They should extract revenge on Ross Trevor. I think the matchup, it'll probably be Kilsby, captain of St. Peter's, going to Drew Litster. That'll be crucial. If he can curtail his influence, they should win well. St. Peter's by a few goals from 1.
I agree totally. Yeah.
Did you like that?
Exactly.
It's very good.
Yeah,
I was just wondering when you were going to stop talking.
No,
But that was good. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Absolutely.
And what's the match of the round?
Must be Broadview and Goody Saints.
Yep. And you know who I'm going to tip right off the top of the tree, because it's past Players' Day, and it's a big day at Broadies today. Rockets told us all of that. I'm going to tip Broadies to beat Goody Saints actually, and that'll be nearly no finals for Goody Saints, I would expect. Unless Damasi lines up, and he's been playing in the 2s, so I wouldn't be surprised if Damasi didn't just front up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little bit lost at the moment.
I can see that.
There is a game missing, isn't there?
Yeah.
Gazer are going to be playing Sacred Heart, which should suggest...
Play down as there.
Yeah, we'll all say Gazer in that one, clearly. Gazer probably quite comfortably in a rematch. It's hard to believe that's the rematch of last year's grand final, yet it's 5th place, 10th. Gazer need to win, and they'll win well, get their percentage up and about.
Easy.
Even more than it already is. And should Broadview knock off Goodwood Saints, that is going to possibly be curtains for Goodwood Saints this year. So this is a huge game. I'd say your finals chances are slim at best, to be honest with you, Phil, because of the fact that Gazer will have their 9th win today. But, for your big day at the club, can you get up?
Absolutely. I think the boys are up for it. We have had some changes, but the changes are for the better. We've got some very experienced players back in. So we gave them a fair start last time when we played them at Goodwood Saints, and we were able to run them down. So hopefully we don't give them that start. And as I say, big day for us at Broadview for the past players. Everything's looking for us to go ahead and win.
Has Andy been in today?
Andy Reid, he played very well last week.
It's amazing that they're resilient.
As you would know, Port Adelaide background, when there's a big game, people lift. And because it's such a big crowd they're going to be there today, I just think some of the players are going to lift because it's a big show.
Absolutely. And that's all you can ask from your players, is to put on their best performance, especially when we're at home. We expect to win our games at home. Hasn't quite worked out this year, but I would expect them to be up and about for this one.
And for days like today, it's really important, not just for your supporters and your team and all the people that do the hard work, but also for the sponsors as well.
Correct. Yeah, our sponsors are the lifeblood, and plus our supporters. Oh, Cabinet Tech, I've got a few of them all over me.
Yeah.
Shankers. Yeah.
I think Rocket was in here and he had about 50 of the guys on the list of sponsors of Broadview. Unbelievable number of sponsors. I just can't
IDM,
believe
they've
it.
got bronze partners, they've got club partners, they've got all sorts.
Junior partners.
Junior partners. They've got a Mouse Cup coming up. I'll tell you, I'm pretty impressed with this.
That is a
Tiger
great night. If you've
Yeah.
ever been to a Mouse Cup,
Yeah.
they are sensational.
I love the
especially
bit at the end when they kill the mouses that lose. That's my favourite bit.
Yeah.
The Cabinet Tech, what a major sponsor they are. Beautifully done. Travel Extra, all good. Hey, Phil, it has been sensational having you on your show. It's hit midday, so it's just about time for Voices of Our Land. Any final words from the great man, two-time premiership player from Port Adelaide?
Oh no, just hope that it's as I say, the sun's come out. I hope it shines on Broadview today.
Let's hope so. Hopefully it's a day of Tigers and I'll tip you as well. There you go.
Oh,
Tigers for the win and Saturday game day for the best radio show on the radio. How about that?
If they win, I heard Rocket's going to bleach his hair again.
You've been listening to 100.5 Saturday game day. Isn't it?